JUNODROME. Hi friends, welcome back to another Pick a Card Tarot reading. My name is Juno and this is JUNODROME Intuitive Arts. Today we are going to be taking a look at the cards to see what is the outcome of your situation. So we're going to be giving you as many answers as we can about your situation, what's going on, what is the outcome. So think of a situation that you're going through, maybe a problem, maybe something that's tricky in your life. We're going to figure out what will be the outcome to this situation. So take a look at the piles. We have pile number 1, pile number 2, pile number 3, and pile number 4. In the description section of this video, you can find a link to your reading, so go ahead and click the link to find where your reading is within this video. If you need some extra time to choose, feel free to go to the end of this video. You can find a link to the extended card selection in the description section as well. I will see you in your reading. Catch you there. Bye. Hi there, pile number 1. Welcome to your reading. We're going to get straight into it. Today, we're going to be answering the question, what is the outcome of your situation? What's going on, what's happening, and what's going to be the outcome? So for you, you chose the card with this robin's egg here in the nest, and it says, hope is a waking dream. A waking dream. Hope is a waking dream. So there is hope for you. Ultimately, in the outcome, we'll figure out how and why. The outcome is hopeful. So that's good. Keep hope alive within this reading. There is a hopeful outcome. So let's dive straight into the tarot now. So let's see what we got. First, we're going to take a look at the Rider-Waite-Smith deck, and we have the Justice and we have the Hanged Man. So this is telling us a little bit about what your situation is. What is happening in this situation right now? Well, I think you're feeling pretty stuck. You're feeling stuck about something because maybe you feel like someone's done you wrong. With this Justice card, justice is imbalanced. There's an imbalance in justice. But the thing about justice is it's important to remember that positive justice can come your way if you are in the right. Right? So make sure that you are in the right in this situation. Make sure you're acting from your highest integrity. That's the number one thing that's the most important. So whatever's going on in this situation, you are being very much encouraged to act within your highest integrity and make sure that you are making the right actions, you're taking the right steps, because karma is really in play. Universal karma is in play here. So because of that, it means that you have the ability and the action and the steps to make sure that you're doing the right thing. If you act within your highest integrity and you make sure that you're doing the right thing in the situation and you know that you're doing right by the universe, right? It's a bit tricky, but if you know you're doing right by the universe, then you don't have anything to worry about. Regardless, even if you're feeling stuck in this, even if you feel like, I can't move forward, I don't know. Like we said at the beginning in the opening, there's hope here for you. So if you're doing the best that you can here, the universe is listening, you're going to get that positive return. You're going to get that karmic justice as long as you're in your highest integrity here. And if you don't feel like you are, that's okay too sometimes, right? That happens, but you need to start asking the questions, how can I shift this situation so that I'm doing right? How can I switch this situation so that I'm doing the right thing and I make sure that I'm acting from a place of universal justice? Because karma exists the way that it does. With karma, basically, you get what you put out there. And so if you're putting out there the best, it will come back to you. But it might not look the way that you think, and it's not necessarily one-to-one here. But if you are in your highest good will be reflected back to you. We're going to do all of the tarot first to get a full detailed picture of the situation, and then we can do the oracles for more of an outcome to the situation. So let's continue. You have the Two of Wands. Okay, interesting. And you have the Eight of Swords. Yeah, okay, so more of that stuck energy, but there's something really important to notice here with this Two of Wands is sort of like you're coming out of the situation potentially, but also there needs to be a shift, like actual movement. I'm seeing here for things to really change because there's real stuck and stagnant energy around whatever this situation is. And so if you're looking for things to change, if you want a different outcome than wherever you currently are in this, it is going to take some action and some movement from you. Now, I see this little hummingbird of peace and hope here that's reflecting these hopeful eggs, right? So there is a light of hope, and we have the light shining around the Hanged Man here too. There is a light in the darkness here for you. With this light, there's a light of hope coming through here. So you can shift and turn this situation differently. But if you follow along the same trajectory here, I think you're going to continue to get this stuckness energy. And so there needs to be a big change with that Two of Wands. And it's a change in location. So this could literally mean you need to move or change jobs or do something different in this space. But it could also just simply mean if you're feeling really stuck in the energy that exists in your current places, and lots of horns outside for confirmation here. If you're feeling stuck in your current places where you are, maybe this is a common message coming up for a lot of readings lately, but maybe you need to clean up your space. Maybe it's the physical space around you is continuing to perpetuate is the word I'm looking for, continuing to perpetuate this cycle of stuckness and oh no, and nothing can work, and oh no, everything's terrible, and blah, 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 right? That's being precipitated. I gave the right word before. I can't remember. It's being perpetuated. There it is. It's being perpetuated from this place of you really needing to shift things and turn things around and move that energy around. So clean up your space, and that could shift the energy enough to be able to break out of whatever this is. So there needs to be some kind of change in the physical environment in some way. It could be travel. It could be getting out of town. It could be taking a break, taking a vacation, moving out, right? But I think that a change in this situation, in order to move it into a hopeful and positive place, is going to require you to move in some capacity. Not necessarily physically move houses, but move your body. And that could be it too. Maybe literally move your body, dance, movement, running, exercise. Physical exercise could help you in this situation as well and help you move out of whatever this is. Okay, 3 more tarot cards before we get to the outcomes. Oh my goodness. Okay, well, we have the Tower. So let's just talk about that real quick. With the Tower here, I think that one of the outcomes of your situation is going to be, if you don't move yourself out of this thing, it's going to get moved for you universally here. That's sometimes the Tower's message. So take that for as it resonates for you and your situation. But it's sort of like you have the ability to act now and to move things now and to change things now. And if you don't take actionable steps now, the universe is going to make those steps for you. And it might be a little bit more challenging, and it might be a little bit harder in that moment if you don't take the steps you need to make now, right? With that Justice card and me thinking about being in your integrity, that can also mean, doing the things you need to do, which can be challenging and hard sometimes to actually take the steps we know we need to take. But I think that if you decide to do that, if you really take those steps, you make that action, you avoid this kind of cataclysmic Tower shifting things out, or at least you prepare yourself for it a little bit more. Not that it's not always doom and gloom. What it means is that there's a big change coming, and usually it's in the environment. Usually it's in the external. So it's a big change in the external world, in the external environment, that leads to a big shakeup in your life. So that's coming to you. But you can take the steps now to move things first before they get too crazy on the external. But if you don't make the shifts that you need to make now, the universe is going to keep making things more and more and more uncomfortable for you until you make that shift. And so that's just a warning. With the Page of Cups and the Hierophant. Ooh, okay. So some more advice for you. With the Page of Cups, it is about focusing on your emotional needs through this situation. So to get a positive, hopeful outcome, it really is about asking yourself, what do I need? What are my needs? How can I prioritize my own emotional well-being and my own emotional needs here in order to shift things and make things work for me? And if I don't know how to do that, how can I ask for help and learn how to do that? With the Page of Cups, it's a student energy. It's learning how to do this. So also, don't be too hard on yourself if you don't fully 100% know how you can make this shift and how you can do this kind of thing. It's okay, right? Ask for help. Ask the universe. Ask people in your support network for help through this situation as well, and learn how to change your emotional being in order to operate from a place where things make more sense and things can work out in your favor. Finally, with the Hierophant, there is a bit of a sense of taking the tried and true and traditional way of doing things here. So I think in order to leave this outcome, what is the traditional way of getting into the hopeful place that you want to get into here. So if you're asking about, I mean, I'm going to leave this as a really open-ended thing, but if there's any kind of change happening or there's whatever's going on in your situation, one way to gain a helpful outcome and perspective here is to look at what other people have done to get out of the situation in the past, and what is the most common, easiest, most tried and true way of solving this problem, because that's probably going to be the best way for you to do it too. And so if you don't know, maybe ask people in your life if they've been through a comparable situation. And if they have, maybe they can help you through this by giving you some examples of what they did. And, I think if you spitball this around with your support set structure, you might get some really positive ideas on how to move through this that maybe you wouldn't have thought of before. And so I do think that there's a little bit of asking the community a little bit here on what you can do in your situation. And, if you have a specific situation, maybe we can all help each other too. So go ahead and put it in the comments and I'll give you my advice, and maybe other people can chime in on their advice as well. I think it'd be great if we could start doing that in the comment section more too, and like have some discussions, and we can talk to each other, because I'm one person, but there's many people in our community who all have really great advice and ideas, and many people in the community really like tarot too and have their own spiritual centers, and I think collectively we might be able to help you through this. So go ahead and put that there. But even if you don't want to do that, I think even in your own personal community, you might find some answers here. So really tap into that community when you've got it. Okay, so that's the situation. Let's figure out a little bit of what the outcomes are. These two oracles plus this opening card, we'll flip it around here with its message. That is going to be the outcome to your situation. We've got a little bit of what's going on. Your outcome, we got a new day here. Brand new day. That's amazing. So what's coming and emerging? All right. So you know what? Ultimately, you have a very, very hopeful, wonderful outcome through this. That's what's possible for you. Not only is that possible, but that's what the energy is leaning. Now, like I said, it might be shaken up a little bit if you don't take the steps you need to take in your integrity here. If you don't take those steps, then the universe is going to force you a little bit. It's going to push you in the direction. But the ultimate outcome from that, even if you go through some tumult there a little bit, that happens. But the ultimate outcome is a bright, beautiful new day. So a beautiful new day is coming for you here. Tune into that energy. It's here for you. It's possible. Now, with that emerging card, it's sort of like a part of this too is this is giving you an opportunity, this situation, even if it's a challenge. It's giving you the opportunity to become 100% yourself and to emerge as this strong, powerful creator being that you are. So use this as an opportunity to tap into that energy, because it's 100% here for you, and it's ready to come into your life here to help you emerge into all that you are. So pile number 1, I hope that that's helpful. I hope that you can tap into this beautiful, bright energy of hope and hold hope alive in your heart and in your life. It's here for you, this hopeful situation. Your situation is hopeful. The outcome to your situation is hopeful, and you can 100% make it and change it and do whatever you need to with it. So anyway, pile number 1, I'm going to leave you there. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you liked this video, please do give it a like. Those likes really help the algorithm know that this is something worth seeing. Also, consider, I said it before, but consider leaving a comment, even about your situation if you feel comfortable, or just an emoji, a little heart, a little thumbs up. That really helps out too. I'll give my emojis back. The more that we talk to each other, the more that the algorithm thinks that this is a video that people should see. Finally, if you are new to this channel, please do subscribe. We are celebrating our 1,500th subscriber this month, so thank you so much to everybody who's tuned in. With the next video, there will be a yes or no video, hopefully posted Friday or Saturday. With that video, I will be announcing a tarot giveaway, so there'll be details for that on how to get a powerful reading from me for free. One lucky viewer will be getting a free reading with me. And that's it for now. I'll catch you all later. See ya. Hi there, pile number 2. Welcome to your reading. You chose the pile with these thunderclouds. We're going to find out together what is the outcome to your situation. So we'll break down your situation and find the outcome. First things first, with this card, it says, raise your words, not your voice. It is rain that grows flowers, not thunder. So there's some big, big, big advice right off the bat here for you in this card. It says, raise your words, not your voice. It is rain that grows flowers, not thunder. So you are being encouraged in whatever situation that you have here, not to act from an overly emotional place. Raise your words, not your voice. So you got to think clearly through this situation. Don't act in emotional reactivity here. The best way to a positive outcome for you is to think this through. You need to use your logical mind and think clearly about the situation and use that to your advantage. Use your analytical, cunning mind to work through the situation from a clear-headed perspective, and don't have any kind of knee-jerk reactions emotionally through it. I think if you do that, right, that thunder, don't just yell. Yelling's not going to solve the problem here. There needs to be some clear thought and some words. Raise your words. So raise your vibration of your words. What does that mean? A bit of a buzzword. What that means is tap into your higher self, your higher voice in your own integrity. Act from the utmost integrity in this situation. That's going to help you towards a positive outcome. So let's take a look at the tarot. So we're going to start with the Rider-Waite-Smith deck and the rest of the tarot to break down what the situation is. And then the oracles will give us a better understanding of the outcome. And together, hopefully, we can get some answers for you. First up, we have, the Ten of Swords. Okay, don't worry about it. It's okay. We're going to get through it together. And you have, all right, of course you do, the Four of Pentacles. Okay, so this situation is a tricky one, I think, for you. I mean, take it as it resonates. If you aren't in a tricky situation, I'm not predicting doom for you. This might just be the wrong pile, but we're going to dive straight into this being a tricky situation. So what kind of situation is going on here? First of all, there's some burnout going on here with the Ten of Swords, but also this could be feeling stabbed in the back, honestly. If you're dealing with a tricky situation with people, which that thundercloud card made me think. There's a feeling here of needing to not let the past battles get you down, right? And also, I think even if it's not this particular situation that caused all of these swords in your back, this could be all of the battles that you've held, which is, each one of these swords being pierced by a situation and now holding on to that here with that Four of Pentacles, holding on really, really tightly, really, really close to yourself and your energy, and just trying to hang on and just holding through. I understand that can be really tricky. So just know that you're not alone, first of all, that there are others out there, and you don't have to let the behavior of other people dictate your behavior. You don't have to let the actions of other people define your actions. You have the power to make different choices. You don't have to match someone else's negative energy. You don't have to project the energy that's being put on you back on others. You do not have to do that. It's really easy to do that, first of all. It's understandable when people do that. But the problem with that, though, is that you are not ending the cycle of violence. The cycle of violence continues. If you take the sword that someone pierced you and you pierce it into someone else's back, even the person who pierced you, first of all, but especially somebody who's not even that person, you are continuing that cycle of violence, whether you like it or not. And that's not going to solve the problem. First of all, it's not going to make you feel any better. Second of all, you're taking your actions and you're inflicting them on somebody else. And then that's on you. And that's you and yourself. And I'm not trying to be mean to you here at all. I empathize with you so much here. The thing is, you do not have the ability to control the actions of others. You do not. None of us do. We cannot control the actions of other people. We can't. And that's scary sometimes. It's sad sometimes. It's hurtful sometimes. It's very deeply painful. It's disappointing. All of these challenging emotions when somebody does something to hurt us. It's not easy. It's not fair. We don't deserve it. None of us do. But the thing is, you don't have to then take that and push it on to someone else, even the person who tried to push it onto you. it seems counterintuitive, especially this idea of not wanting to get revenge on other people. It's hard, first of all, if you've been through a difficult situation with someone, and especially if they hurt you really bad, like really bad. It can be really impossible to even think about not wanting revenge on that person. And you can think all you want, first of all. Like, what's happening in your thoughts, yes, they do affect you, but those don't affect another person. So think whatever, feel whatever, right? You need to feel everything. You want to feel angry, feel that anger. Channel your anger, right? I'm not telling you not to feel your feelings at all. Feel everything. Feel everything. But be careful of how you act. Don't act from the anger, because then the action is what you have control over. So if you can isolate yourself to feel what you need to feel and let that storm blow through without you putting that on someone else, then that's you being in your highest integrity. And then you can think and act from a place of a higher level, a higher plane, instead of from this knee-jerk reactionary place. Because being reactionary, yes, it might be understandable, but how you act is on you. Your actions reflect you. Your thoughts are your thoughts, right? Your feelings are your feelings. Those don't affect anybody unless you take action on them. They might affect you, and obviously we can try to start to move towards a more positive inner light and a positive inner environment. But I think step one is to make sure that you're not taking those negative thoughts and pushing them onto people in harmful actions. As hard as that might feel, that's number one. How am I acting? What are my actions? Horn outside for confirmation. Am I acting in my highest integrity? And if I'm feeling emotionally reactive, how can I remove myself from the situation? How can I remove myself so that I'm not continuing this cycle of violence? Let's see, we got more tarot here. Got the Line Strider first. Death card. So I think this is a cycle that you're ready to move out of. I really do. Ace of Wands, new beginnings. Really ready to move out of that cycle. And with the Page of Wands here, it's like this is the time. This is the time for you to learn how to make different choices. And you're being encouraged to fully learn how to change things. Now, in the Page energy, that's the student. The Ace, that's a new beginning. The Death, that's an ending. This might not be easy. This might be one of the strongest, hardest battles that you have ever faced. And just let me tell you that I've been here. I have been here. And let me tell you, on the other end, it 100% gets easier. But it requires you to make some choices in this moment to break the cycle. And that will be one of the hardest things you have to do in this lifetime. But should you choose to do it, should you choose to break this cycle, and it's pointing here, I think you've been trying. I think you want to. I think you're ready for it. I think this is the moment for it. If you decide to do that, everything changes. Reality changes. Reality changes for you. And then what other people do, it means less. I mean, it doesn't mean less. It always hurts, right? People's actions always hurt. But you learn this inner resilience and this inner strength that you can take and transform yourself and your life and your reality to something more positive. And you can break out of this. You can break out of this. You don't have to continue a cycle that's been put on you. It was never fair that you had to deal with this, first of all. It is not fair that you had to deal with this. And it's not right that you have to deal with this. No. And you can feel as angry and pissed off about whatever this is as you need to, and you should. You should. Horn outside for confirmation. Feel it. Not fair not fair. You have control of this lifetime. And you have the power to move this karma in a new direction. You can end this cycle now, but it takes transforming your inner world, transforming the way that you operate, transforming the way that you process. It's hard. I recommend getting a therapist, honestly. I can't give you therapeutic advice. This is entertainment only. But therapy, honestly, and not everybody needs a therapist, so you take it as it resonates for you. And there's different kinds of therapy. There's different kind of people you can reach out to. But if you're going through, particularly if this is like generational stuff, if this is family stuff, if this is breaking family cycles, if this is breaking abusive patterns that have been put onto you, if this is abuse from your childhood, if this is any of that kind of stuff, get some help. There's no shame in it. There's no fear in it. I mean, you might have fear about it, right? With this Four of Pentacles, you're holding on tight. You're holding on close to it. It might be scary, but honestly, somebody can help you through this way better than I can here as a tarot reader. I'm just telling you my life experience. And, you know, from this reading, I think maybe you've had it a little bit harder than I have. But we all got to go through stuff. You know, we all got to go. I've been through stuff. But we all got our own stuff, right? But with this reading, take the time. Take the time to unlearn this stuff because it's inside. Even if you are acting from your integrity, right? And this might feel challenging to you. I might have challenged you a little bit in this reading, but if you made it this far, then you're with me on it. The thing is, it could be all internal. You might not be acting from a harmful place externally, but that doesn't mean you're not necessarily harming anybody because you could be putting that abuse on yourself. You could be abusing yourself. And oftentimes, people who have had this cycle put on them will do that. They'll take it and they'll internalize it and they'll put the knife in themselves. These 10 swords, maybe only one of them was external. Maybe all 9 of these were you, and you put them there yourself too. Take it as it resonates. It's your life. It's your situation. But you can come out of it. But it's changing that cycle of violence, even if it's an internal cycle that's being put on yourself. Self-abuse is abuse. It is. Being abusive to yourself doesn't help you. It only hurts you. And you can change that. You can turn that around. You don't have to be in that anymore. You don't. With that death card, it's time. You're here. It's time to move out of that. We got 3 more cards here. Knight of Swords, movement in the mind. Really, this is all about the mind. This reading for you is all about the mind. It might feel like a tricky mind prison that you're involved in here. With the High Priestess, though, you're not alone in this. Spirituality is here to come in with you. Spirit is here to help you. Ask for help from the universe, from your guides, from the non-physical, from whatever, from passed on loved ones, whatever. Ask for help because the universe wants to help you. The universe is ready to help you end this cycle because it sees your struggle. It sees that it's time. It sees that you're ready. It sees that this is now the moment to change this, to move this, to change, to move into a new thing, to move in a new direction. So be present with yourself here. This is a really powerful moment of transformation if you choose to tap into it. It's not going to be easy. It's not going to be easy. It's going to require you to change your thinking too. I know we talked about the external, but I think the internal is really big here too. It's going to change you have to change your perspective a little bit here in life. And that's not an easy thing. But if you decide to do this, there is real transformation here for you. We have the 10 of Wands. So yeah, it's about releasing these burdens. It's about letting go of the heavy burdens that you've placed on yourself now because of all of this pain. It's time to move out of it. And how do you move out of it? Through your words. The roar isn't going to help you. Raising your words, not your voice, will help you through the situation. Learning to change your mind. Learning to change your perspective. Learning to forgive yourself. Learning to forgive the situation and even maybe someday the person, which might seem like the furthest thing from your thoughts right now, which is fine. Honestly, which is fine. But the thing about forgiveness is that's, first of all, you're not condoning the behavior that somebody else has done when you forgive them. It's an internal process. You don't even have to talk to them, even if you can't talk to them, right? Depending on the person in the situation. You don't have to talk to them to forgive them, and you don't even need to acknowledge them anymore. The thing about forgiveness is something that you do inside. It's an internal process so that you don't have to hold on to it anymore, and you don't have to hold on to them anymore, and you can finally release it and let it go and move on with your life. That is possible. That is a possible thing for you. 100% possible. But it's going to take doing that internal work, which is hard. It's hard to do the inner work. It's hard to do the work, but you can do it. You can change. This change is here for you. It's ready for you. You're ready to transform. You are. Ultimate outcome. Two of these cards. Stripping illusions. That is so big here. Really important. And divine timing. Okay. All right. That's a little challenging to get that card, but that's okay. Couple things. Actually, it doesn't have to be. Divine timing, I think divine timing is saying that now is the time. This is the time. This is the moment in your reality that this moment has been building for a long time. And now is the time to work through this and to change and to transform and to connect in with the spirituality, spirit, angels, divine beings of guidance, those helping us in our highest good on this universe. They're ready to talk to you in some capacity. They're ready to work with you. The way that I do, everybody's abilities are different and understandings of things are different. For me, I don't really hear them personally. I can channel if I want to. I can do automatic writing and channel, but I don't always do that. I don't do that a lot. What I do though is I ask for help, and I do it with the journaling exercise every day. I start with I got it from The Artist's Way, but these morning pages where you just write 3 pages of whatever comes out. And in the morning pages book, it just says, to write whatever. But for me, I use it as an exercise to just start talking to spirit. And I put out my hopes and my dreams, and I ask for things, and I ask for help, and I ask for them to be with me that day. And I feel them. I do. I feel it. And it might just be seeing a picture of an angel, or seeing a feather on the ground, or seeing something in my life that pops up. But when I do that and I see that, it's real for me and it's there. And I'm like, okay, I'm on the right path. Things are working out. So I think you're being encouraged to really try to develop that, whatever relationship. It's a personal relationship, right? That's my personal relationship. Your personal relationship will look different. It'll look whatever it means for you, but you're being asked by the universe to develop a personal relationship with spirit to help you through this, because I think it could really help you a lot. They can take some of these burdens from you. If you just ask spirit, please take some of these burdens, they can, and they will. With the Stripping Illusions card, there's a feeling of really being open to seeing your patterns and seeing your cycles. And honestly, that is one of the hardest things you can do. Really. It's one of the hardest things you can do in life, is to strip those illusions away and fully see for yourself your patterns. What is yours? What are you doing? How are you a part of this? And like I said, I think that might have been with a prickly challenge at the beginning for you, but that once you do that, I can see you turning it around and really opening up to it. So what's the outcome to your problem? What's the solution? What's the way through the situation? The outcome looks bright. It looks like changing, but if you strip the illusions away and you see your patterns and you change, it's going to take you changing. But if you decide that you want to do the work, you can do it. You can move through this, and you can change and turn into something brighter and different. All right, so pile number 2, that was a bit of a challenging reading, I'm not going to lie. So I hope you're doing okay. I hope that was helpful, and I hope that you can move through this and move into a place where you feel really good, you feel really solid. This is a general reading. This is a tarot reading. Take what resonates from that and leave anything that doesn't. I'm not telling you who you are. You know who you are. You know if this is for you or not for you. So don't feel like this is me predicting anything or whatever, right? Really important to remember that. But sometimes we need to hear these tough messages to move on and to move into a place of more peace. And I'm really, really rooting for you here, pile number 2. And I hope that whatever this pattern is, whatever this cycle, I hope that you can move in a positive direction. And know that this isn't your whole life either. This is just one aspect of your moment that you're getting. This is one situation, right? This isn't everything. And so if there's one area of your life where you feel is a challenge, that doesn't mean all of them are. And that doesn't mean that you're not a highly capable, 100% great, wonderful person or any of that stuff, right? So don't take this as a big value judgment, right? Your own inner dialogue. Make sure you're talking nice to yourself through this, right? Very important. So anyway, pile number 2. I hope that that is a helpful reading for you. It was really challenging. So I hope you're doing well, and I will see you in the next one. If you liked this video, give it a like. That helps the algorithm know that more people should see this. If you are new to the channel, please do subscribe. We are celebrating our 1,500 subscribers, so welcome to everybody. Great to have you here. I'm going to be doing a big giveaway in the next reading popping up. That will hopefully be Friday or Saturday, a new yes or no tarot video. In that one, I will be giving directions on how to win a free personal reading from me. Also, go ahead and leave a comment too. Let me know what's going on in life. If this resonated with you, let me know. We can have a heart-to-heart in the comment section if you feel comfortable. But by commenting and having discussions there, that also helps the algorithm put the video out there to more people. Horn outside for confirmation. Please do it, friends. Love you. Okay, talk to you soon. Have a great day. Bye. Hi there, pile number 3. Welcome to your reading. You chose the pile with this really pretty Luna moth, and it says, be astonished. So we're asking, what is the outcome to your situation? And for you, there's a bit of astonishment here, so the outcome might surprise you. It might shock you, the outcome of this situation. Hopefully positive. It feels that. Astonished to me I feel like a nice little energy. But, you know, with it being a nighttime card, this might be a little spooky. It might be a little spooky and scary through the situation, but it's going to be like, oh, wow, I can't believe it ended this way, right? Like a nail biter. I'm almost seeing like a sitting on the edge of your seat. How is this going to end? But it ends positive. I'm feeling that. I'm hoping that. I'm dreaming that. So let's find out together. Let's tap into the tarot. So the tarot is going to give us an understanding of what the situation is, and then the oracles are going to give us the solution, and we'll play it off that way. So first we have cards from the Rider-Waite-Smith deck. We've got the 6 of Cups, the 5 of Cups, and we have the 5 of Swords. Double 5, 5, 5, 6. Angel number 5 might mean something to you. 5 is a number of change. So there is a change in your reality going on here. This situation is something interesting. Actually, you know what? Very clear, very clear. Happy innocence. Somebody does something to make things challenging. We feel lost. We feel grief. Take that for your situation, but that's a big part of this. There's a feeling that you felt almost naive. Maybe you felt taken advantage of in this situation, potentially. But there's tricky information here. There's something happened that you weren't expecting. And so it's making you feel really sad and upset and lost even. You feel lost. You feel broken, potentially. But the ultimate outcome is astonishment. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. I want to look at more tarot here. The Fool. Yeah, there really is a feel of like a loss of innocence here. 8 of Swords, stuck energy, feeling stuck, you can't move forward. And the Hanged Man, double stuck. Yeah, ooh. There really is this feeling of like, you feel really stuck about this thing. I do feel that. It's almost like you feel like the rug was pulled over your eyes. What is that? The wool was pulled over your eyes, but the rug was pulled out from under you. I'm so bad at those. What do they call it? There's people who like mix their idioms. I do that all the time. Yeah, I feel like for you, something happened. Something happened. You know, that Fool is usually a carefree person who's about to walk off a cliff. And man, does that jumping off the cliff really change everything, right? In ways that were amazing, in ways that were terrible, but it's a whole journey. It's a whole journey. So this whole situation is a saga. You have been through a saga and you are feeling tied up. But the thing is, with that Six of Cups, this is happy memories from the past. So we can bring that childlike wonder back into our lives at any moment, even when it feels lost, especially when it feels lost. When things feel the bleakest and the darkest, those are some of the, horn outside for confirmation, those are some of the most particularly potent times to open up to the whimsical again, surprisingly, because it's so shocking and so surprising to realize just how bleak you feel and to realize that you do have control to bring this whimsy back in. You know what it's reminding me of? It's a situation in my own life a few years ago, very close to now, actually. It was Halloween of 2020. Ooh, spooky. Pandemic days. It was spooky. Right before the election. Oh my God, it feels like right now. So maybe you're feeling this because I was here 4 years ago. Spooky, right? It was really scary. And I went through something. Oh man, I went through a bunch of crazy stuff at the end of 2019 that was really hard. The year before that. And I won't get into it, but it was scary. And I was in a bunch of weird, scary situations, mystically scary, as well as physically scary. And that whole year, I learned how to come back into myself, come back into spirit. I learned how to get rid of the dark, clingy, spooky, holding on to your dark, gross energy. Not that all energy that's dark is gross. I'm not saying that. I'm not trying to judge here. I guess what I mean is that kind of like clinging, evil energy, right? That evil energy. Yeah, that was kind of clinging to me a little bit. I had to shake that, which I did. And how I did that was getting into this whimsy. But this card reminds me of that because it was the full moon right before Halloween. Maybe it was on Halloween. I can't remember. It might have been on Halloween. Right around then. I went camping in Oregon. I just drove and I did some car camping, but no, I had a tent. I went camping. And I set up my tent and I was just looking up at the stars and at the moon. And there was a shift. I didn't feel afraid anymore. It was like I was looking up at the nighttime and it wasn't the scary nighttime anymore. And it had been. I was lost in this scary fear energy, fear night. But this time, it was like looking up and seeing an old friend, like a very childlike, whimsical view of the moon. It was the full moon and I was looking at the moon. And it was whimsical. It was like bright. And I could feel it was almost like I put up a spiritual block. Actually, it was a spiritual block against literally everything. And it's taken me a while to be able to let that blindfold down a little bit. So maybe you've been through something real scary and you've got that block up. That's okay for a little bit, right? As long as you're feeling safe. Don't hold it forever. But I learned how to see the nighttime as a friend again. Because it is a friend. It can be. There's not always a monster under your bed. And there's a little bit of that shift here for you, of doing that practice. I don't know. I felt compelled to say that. So hopefully it applies to your situation of learning how to feel more comfortable in the darkness of the unknown, finding the friend in the moon and of the nighttime energy. And you might just be astonished at the shift that could happen in your entire reality from that. 3 more cards from the tarot. 7 of Swords. Yeah, definitely some tricky stuff with other people going on with you, for sure. For sure. 8 of Cups. moving on, moving away, ready to move on from it. Eight of Pentacles. Building that new thing, that new place, that new reality. Taking the time to build it. One brick at a time, one step at a time, step by step, building your way out. You've got this. You can change. You can move out of anything. Don't let the stupid things that other people have done to you dictate who you are, what you want, what your life is, what reality means to you. Don't. Because you don't have to get rung up by that. You don't have to get rung up by other people doing things, saying things, making things poor in your life, right? You can walk away from anybody and anything that you need to. You can. Eight of Cups. You can move on from this kind of situation. Now, with that grief card, you might be in grief still, and that's okay, first of all. If you need to grieve the loss of something, please do. Please do. Because it's important to feel your feelings. It's important to feel everything you need to feel. Don't let somebody tell you that you can't do that. And don't tell yourself, I've got to be good again. I got to be right again. I got to make no, if you need to be in your pain and you need to feel sadness, emotions are a release. They're how we let these things out. If you block the ability to feel that, then you start to get numb, even depressed. That's sometimes where depression can come from. Not always, and I'm not a therapist, so don't take my word on that. Ask for a professional opinion in this sort of thing. This is just an entertainment reading. The thing is, you can feel what you need to feel and move through your emotions, and then there is another side. There is a moving on. There is moving out. There is moving up. There is change. You can move out of feeling stuck. And it might astonish you what's to come, this astonishing new day. So let's take a look at the solutions for you with the oracles. What is the outcome? Joy. Maybe that's what's so astonishing, is like there's a part of you that's like, even through what I've been through, even though I've been through what I've been through, I can still be happy? What? Maybe that's the astonishment. Like, actually, at the end of the day, what's available to you is true happiness, true joy, that there's real joy on the other end of this. And it might seem so far away right now. It might seem so impossible, but who knows? Maybe I'm talking about 4 years in the past for me. Maybe 4 years from now, you would look back on this moment and laugh at how wonderful things have changed for you and how completely different your reality is. I'll tell you, for mine, 4 years ago, 5 years ago, when I was really going through it, totally different life. And yeah, I got my ups, I got my downs like anybody, but I would never go back there. To 5 years ago, I would never go back there. So maybe this is like a year ago for you, something happened. I mean, take it as it resonates, but maybe a year ago something happened and you're still reeling through it. I would say you're going to get past it. There's joy through this on the other end. There's joy here. Freedom. Yeah, I think, another part of this is opening up to feeling as though you're free. There's freedom from this situation available on the other end. You can be free of this thing. You can be free of this. Now, it might take work. It might take time. It might take change. It might take movement. But ultimately, freedom is here for you. Freedom is the outcome. Freedom and joy, possibility, astonishment, wonder, possibilities. And then also part of your solution is divine guidance. So you are being divinely guided through this situation. You are being guided and moved through this. Look, that bright star up in the sky, this nighttime sky, this is the happy night, the wonderful night, the beautiful night, the loving night, the kind night. Night just means that to me now. I don't feel afraid at night anymore. I did for a little bit, even if that seems juvenile. Sometimes the darkness can be scary, but it's not always. There's brightness in the night too. The stars are in the night. The moon is there. The beautiful moon. The happy moon. It's here for you. So ultimately, you can find that for yourself and tune into that divine guidance. It's here for you. Spirit is here. It wants to work with you. Tune in. Tune in. So pile number 3, that was my reading for you. I hope that it's helpful. You have astonishment at the end of the day. Astonishment is here for you. You're going to be astonished by the outcome of this situation and how positive and beautiful things can turn out and how joy can re-enter your life. You're going to be astonished. I hope that this reading was helpful for you. Let me know in the comments what you think either way. I love hearing from everyone, and by leaving a comment, it helps the algorithm. So if you leave a comment, even if it's just an emoji, I'll leave one back. We can talk to each other through this beautiful, wonderful stuff. Also, if you made it this far and you liked this video, go ahead and give this video a like. YouTube uses that to help the algorithm know who should see this video. More likes, more people get to see it. So if you can like it, I would really appreciate that. Last thing, if you are new to this channel, please consider subscribing. We are celebrating our 1,500th subscriber this month. I'm so excited. Thank you so much for everybody for tuning in and joining in here. I'm going to be doing a special giveaway of a free tarot reading from me for a lucky viewer with whatever, no restrictions, open up reading, whatever you want to know. Let's dive into it. I'll be giving more details in the next reading. This Friday or Saturday, I will be posting a yes or no video, and I will give the details on the giveaway there. So anyway, I will see you soon. Thank you so much for tuning in, and have a great day. Bye. Hi there, pile number 4. Welcome to your reading. We're going to get right in and figure out what is the solution to your situation. How is your situation going to turn out? What is happening in your situation? You chose this card with the tent and it says sleep under the stars. So I'm getting a little bit of a vibe here that you might need to sleep on it. Whatever's going on, there might be an encouragement here to sleep on what's happening, to give yourself time. Take some time. Now we'll figure out more about what's going on in a moment, but there is a sense here of needing to take some time to sleep on it. Sleep under the stars, maybe taking some time off, taking a vacation, taking time away from whatever's happening, taking a break from the situation might help you clear your thoughts a little bit and feel like you have more clarity and understanding, even just in your own self, in order to really feel secure about what's going on. So we'll go into it right now. Let's take a look at the tarot. So we're going to take a look at the tarot first to see what is your situation, just what is your situation. And then from there, we'll take a look at the oracles to get what is the outcome. So we've got the solution and the outcome. First, the Rider-Waite-Smith deck. You've got the Magician. Wow. The Empress and the Four of Cups. Interesting. Okay, so I think maybe some people here are asking about a creative project or trying to make something happen, building something in a business, as something. Some people here are asking about that. Ooh, and you're not going to like it. Oh, man. This is this is so straightforward, and yeah, you're not going to like it. You're being asked to wait a little bit. This is divine timing. You're a master manifester. You can make anything happen. You can build anything into your life. You can create anything. But when you're working on manifestation, there really is no instantaneous manifestation. And that's not always something that's easy to swallow for us people on this planet, myself included, who want to make things happen. Right? We want it and we want it now. And then we want the next thing and we want it now. And we want the next thing and we want it now. Life doesn't always work that way. And sleep on it, it's sort of like there's a bit of a weight. There's a waiting energy here. I think with this Four of Cups, what's going on in this situation is you're focused on all the things that aren't working out, right? Or all the things you don't have yet, or what's not happened yet, or oh my gosh, I need this thing now, and I need this thing to work, and there's a bit of an overthinking energy, focusing on all the things that aren't here. When in reality, the universe is like, hey, I'm giving you something. I just gave you something. Did you see it? I gave you something. Did you take it? Did you do something about it? Why not? What's going on? Did you follow it? Yes? No? No? Okay, why not? Right? There's a bit of that here, which is kind of encouraging you to be like, you know what? It's time for you to make a move if you need to make a move. Do things a little bit different if you need to do things a little bit different. But see that the universe is giving you something, even if you don't see fully how it fits. The Empress here, you're birthing something into this world, and I think it might be big. You might be birthing something huge into this world. This thing might be really, really big. And if it's big, and I got a message in my head about that being the case for this reading, if it's big, then it's going to take time. It has to take time. Think about gestation, right? She's a pregnant woman. Think about the gestation period of pregnancy. It takes 9 months. It takes 9 months for a baby to be born. That's time. So, I mean, there could be a bit of a time scale here. That could be 9 months. That could be a time scale for you. Take it as it resonates. If you're looking for a timeline, could be 9 months. I don't know. But you're going to make it. Let's see. We got more tarot. More tarot for more understanding. Two of Wands. I said make a change. Journeying. Movement. This vacation energy. I do think taking a break a little bit. And Six of Cups. Happy energy from the past. You know what? I think that you've been a little bit too serious in this situation too. Whatever you're trying to make happen for yourself. There's a bit of being a little bit too serious about it, and that seriousness is weighing on it from being able to happen. So there needs to be some kind of lighthearted energy, right? Bunnies are lighthearted. Bunnies are also fertility symbol. So it's like to birth this thing into reality, you got to be whimsical, you got to be silly, you got to be happy, you got to be spontaneous, you got to let things pop up, and you got to just like follow the things that pop up on a roll. And if you're on a roll, keep going down the roll. Keep going and going and going as it's rolling and rolling and rolling. With that happy memories from the past, it's suggesting that you take the time to be a little kid about it. A little kid about your dreams. Play. Imagination and play. The thing about manifestation is it's all about having a really active imagination, like a childlike imagination, and knowing that things can happen and imagining them and letting them pop up into the world and pop up into reality. This powerful imagination energy, and letting that be your guide through this, and that the universe might be giving you signs and symbols about the movements to go in this imagination space. So utilizing that imagination to move yourself forward and flow from there. That could be a big part of how you move in a direction that feels possible, that feels movement, that feels like things are working. Two more tarot. Knight of Cups, Page of Wands. You know, I think with the Page of Wands also, nobody likes to hear this, but you could be kind of at the beginning of this a little bit. With it being a Page of Wands, you're still kind of the student here. So you're still kind of learning how this stuff works. And that's okay. You don't have to be a master at this. And you don't have to be a master to go after things you want. You don't have to be a master to create things. You don't have to be a master to let things into your life in a positive way. You don't have to be a master to be a manifester. You don't. But don't pretend like you have all the answers. I think that's big with the pages. It's like the more that you pretend like you know everything, even if it's a subconscious pretending, right? I'm not saying you're consciously doing this. Even if you're subconsciously pretending like you have all the answers, that blocks this. Because there's no way any one person could be able to see the crazy spontaneity of the universal way of things happening, right? We just can't see it. So we got to be open to anything and be like, okay, I don't know. I'm curious. Opening up to that childlike curiosity helps you break through to the other side of this. And then we have the Knight of Cups. So the movement in this energy is in the emotions as well. So I think that that's another hint that you're being given here on how to move through this. Is what is the emotionality telling you? What are your emotions telling you? What feels good? What doesn't feel good? What feels like you want more? What feels like you're ready to let go of, right? Tapping into this feeling energy, really feeling these out. Being one with your emotions will help you in this process, and maybe using the artistic process to move through challenging emotions. Journal, listen to music, draw pictures, and cry it out. That's what helps me, and I don't always do it. I don't do it a lot, actually, but every time I've done it in the past, it's been wonderful. Maybe this is a message for me. But, that's a part of it too, is letting yourself feel what you need to feel and letting yourself be open to the process of moving through those feelings, and that could be the inspiration you're looking for to spurn off your creative spirit and make this happen more. It could be. Okay, so we've got some oracles to find out what's the outcome of this solution. What is the outcome to the situation? You have ascension, so you're expanding to a higher plane. You're leveling up with that ascension card. You're moving into the next phase. You're moving on, and you're creating something bigger and brighter. So whatever's going on, whatever project you're building, and I do think it's some kind of project, it's going to take time, yes, but the outcome of this project is leveling up. This is going to up level your whole life. You're going to be moving into a whole new phase, a whole new way, a whole new understanding. This is leveling you up to something that maybe you've been wanting for a long time. So keep with it, keep working, keep putting it out there. It might take time. It probably will. If you need to take breaks, take those breaks. But the outcome to this thing is moving on up, doubling up, creating a new way of thinking. And you've got blessings. Ultimately, this is a blessing. So this is another thing that's hard to hear sometimes, but this learning process could be a blessing. This is how you learn how to do this kind of thing. It's in the process, not the outcome, right? Which nobody wants to hear, but maybe the process is the gift here. Maybe the process is the gift, and it's giving you some beautiful things along the way. So just, enjoy the ride. Enjoy the ride. Don't be so in a rush to get where you're trying to go. And that is something that I hear and that I try to tell myself, but let me tell you, it's so hard. It's so hard. So I'm with you on that. I'm with you on that. Okay. Don't think that I'm holier than thou telling you what to do here. No, I'm telling myself to do this too. It's hard, but it's the truth. Enjoy the ride. It's a roller coaster, but you know what? Those are fun, right? At the end of it, you're like, wow, look at all that, That was great. Let's do it again, right? So enjoy it. Enjoy the ride. That's what you're being encouraged to do. It's going to work out. Just know it's going to work out. Have faith. It's happening. It's real for you. This is a real thing. Have faith. It's coming. So pile number 4, that's my reading for you. I hope that it's helpful. I hope that you can take this reading and use it in your highest good. That is my intention for you. And yeah, I hope you have a great day. I will see you later. Thank you so much for tuning in. If this is your first time here, welcome. Consider subscribing to the channel. We're celebrating our 1,500th subscriber, so thank you everybody who subscribed. I'm going to be doing a giveaway to celebrate pretty soon. In the next reading, I'm going to have a yes or no reading up, hopefully by Friday or Saturday. When that one comes up, in it, I will give details on how to enter into the ability to win a free reading from me as a giveaway. So I'll have more details coming from that. Also, if you made it this far, consider liking this video. The likes help the algorithms know to give this to more people. So if you like this video, I would really, really appreciate it. Thank you so much. And finally, consider leaving a comment as well. The comments help as well. Not only does it help us build a community together, I would love to have a discussion with everybody. Let's comment on each other's comments. Let's all talk with each other. I would love to talk to you and create a dialogue, but the more that we can have engagement in the comments together, the more that the algorithms like that too, and they show this to more people. So it is helpful, surprisingly enough. Anyway, I will catch you later. Thank you so much for tuning in.